From governors in virus hot zones tonight, a plea for population-wide testing as a condition to reopen the economy.
We're going to have all sorts of protections in place, and we're going to have a lot more testing.
We are particularly short on the test kits to be able to test for the virus.
Overnight, FedEx distributing 500,000 test kits arriving on a military flight from Italy. Without a vaccine or treatment, public health officials say there are 3 keys to reopening the economy. A diagnostic test to determine if someone currently has the virus, 2.2 million so far. An antibody test to determine if somebody's already had it and therefore might have some immunity. And contact tracing to identify anybody who's had contact with somebody who's infected. But so far, less than 1% of the population has been tested. Today, New York Governor Cuomo called on the Trump administration to lead the effort.
We need an unprecedented mobilization where government can produce these tests in the millions.
The president, anxious to get Americans back to work, was asked today what metrics he'll use.
The metrics right here. That's my metrics. That's all I can do.
Mr. Trump insisting he will follow the expert advice, though widespread testing doesn't have to be a precondition.
Should Americans have to decide between staying healthy and going back to work?
Look, I think we're going to do both. We're going to go back to work and we're going to stay healthy. We're going to do testing, but you don't need to test 325 to 350 million people.
Health experts warn infection rates could soar if the economy is reopened too quickly without a handle on who is and isn't infected.
It's his choice, but I certainly will continue, as I've always had, to give my honest assessment of the scientific and data that is really the evidence that I base my judgments on.
Dr. Fauci and others say they need an accurate read on the national infection rate, something they don't have. Helping with that effort, 2 arch rivals, Google and Apple, teaming up to build phone software that would alert people who'd recently had contact with someone who's infected, hoping to save critical time. The president says next week he will convene a new council comprised of business leaders and doctors focused on drafting a timeline to get the economy reopened again.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.